Third, most editors don't like to hear this, but all money flows to the writer. If you're with an editor, you never buy him a drink, they buy you drinks. You never buy him a meal, they buy you meals.
That's after you've sold.
No, that's any old time. Well, see, there speaks a full-time editor.
You know that editors around here?
Part of an editor's job, in terms of their writers that are on their list that they require, in fact, is feeding them and keeping them lubricated. But but an aspiring writer, I don't know. I mean, if somebody comes up to you at a bar and says, "I have a novel I'd like to pitch to you. Would you buy me a beer?" The answer will be no. This is work. I've been coming to science fiction and fantasy conventions since 1968, and for 25 of those years as a professional. And the years as a professional, it's work. I mean, some of what I do is not. I have a circle of fan friends that I see, but when I take, I happen to be blessed in the fact that I really genuinely like all of my authors. But when I take them to a meal, it's not social. It goes on an expense account, and you can't expense account a name that you're not going to be able to, no one's going to recognize, or you're not going to be able to justify. So it has to be a writer, an agent. Just fed Jane Jewell and Peter Heck, who are also friends, but also Jane is the executive secretary of the Science Fiction Writers of America. So I would say that and I'm not unique in that, and I think agents, Eleanor's in the front row here, would say the same thing. Now, agents have a little bit different, probably, relationship to this, and they might, in fact, not agree, but there's no editor who's going to, unless somebody's been buying them drinks for several hours, there's no editor that's going to, buy, feed or lubricate somebody who just wants to talk to them on spec. And Mike is about to justify his comment.
No, I'm going to agree. Is this working?
Yes.
Okay. I'll agree this far that, under no circumstances is she obligated to buy you a drink if she doesn't know you. But because she is an editor, you will never buy her one, whether you know her or not.
Absolutely not true. Okay, I think it's a very, I'm sorry. And of course, then we'll be speaking to someone who works for British Publishing, where they buy drinks for, casual strangers passing in the hall at the back of program rooms. I love British Publishing and British fandom. I think it's a gesture. It's occasionally an author will say to me, "I'm picking up the check." An author I've worked with for a while. I think it's a nice gesture.
Okay, approaching this a bit more from the author's perspective, I think an author do well to prepare, but to prepare is that you should have a pitch ready, but not walk to somebody and pitch, but wait till they are in a certain receptive mood, and it can happen anytime, any place, anywhere. And if it happens, if an editor asks you, like, pitch me something, or what are you doing, then have that pitch ready. Rehearse it at home. Don't walk up to people, but you just wait for that magic moment when maybe at the bar a funny thing happens, you have a laugh together, or I can even tell a nicer war story that a writer I picked from Schleswig Interzone, she's now writing novels, and Last World Fantasy, she flew back from Calgary, but her plane got cancelled. But also, the editor, the publisher of the new imprint got his plane cancelled, and of a major agent got his plane cancelled as well. So they were both in the same hotel room, and the publisher and the agent were like, we're bored, pitch or something. And the funny thing was, she was even reluctant about it. But if something like that happens, it's an extreme example, obviously. But then have your pitch ready. And people, she has the agent and she has the contract. But you should be prepared in that way.
It works. Yeah.